There are three major stages of a musician's life: the beginner, the amateur, and the master. Now, which one of these do you think sucks the most to be in? Most people would assume the beginner, because you can't really play the instrument at all, and that sounds pretty frustrating. If you thought this though, you're extremely wrong. It is actually the amateur stage that is the most soul crushing place to be in. Let me explain. When you first start off learning an instrument, there's this whimsy joy that cannot be understated. The memories of being a noob is something that I'm sure a lot of experienced musicians look back fondly on. You can't really get worse at a new instrument, and something about that's super comforting. Whenever you try to play something new and you mess up, at least you know you're making progress. There's that quote by someone that goes, "When you hit rock bottom, you can only go up." Newbie gains is a real thing as well when it comes to anything, and that also feels really good. Seeing yourself improve constantly at such a rapid pace is exhilarating, and it kind of jades you to the frustrations of being sucky. Every step is so big, no matter how easy it may be, and learning at the beginning is always more fun because taking those steps takes less time. Other people's judgments on how you play means nothing as well. You already know you suck. You just started. It's like being a kid. Being a kid was so awesome because the world was new, and you were constantly learning, taking huge steps. I think picking up an instrument for the first time grants a similar experience. Welcome to the hellhole that is the amateur stage. This space is less of an actual tangible thing, unlike the beginner. The skill set of someone in this phase varies greatly, and honestly, it has a lot more to do with the self-confidence of the musician. I myself reside in this area, so as a local, let me show you around. It is possible to get worse once you hit this level, and that's pretty scary. Gone are the days where picking up your instrument and playing a few notes would grant endless XP. Now you have to plan out exactly what you want to improve on. Noodling around on your instrument now feels like a waste of time, and the magic of playing begins to fade. Progress feels like it grinds to a halt, and you see yourself having to traverse what seems like an infinite number of plateaus. Even then, each time you overcome those plateaus, the feeling of triumph diminishes, because you're just focused on the roadblock coming up. Sometimes you think to yourself, maybe I hit my ceiling as a musician, and that's when crippling self-doubt comes in. Imposter syndrome is also right around the corner, constantly comparing yourself to other musicians and wondering if you would ever get to that level of playing, or you think about how much more everybody else is practicing compared to you. When people compliment you, it feels like you're deceiving them, as if you have been conning your way through every interaction. You crave validation, but it has to be from specific people now for it to matter. Even then, no amount of validation will be able to fill the bottomless pit that is your self-doubt. Now that your taste is more curated, you become more judgmental of others. Taking a break is impossible because of the constant anxiety you have of getting worse, leading to burnout. As debilitating as this place is, I still think that this phase serves to be the most important life stage of a musician. Although it may not feel like it, that is the place where your identity as an artist is formed. Without all the hardships you go through here, it is impossible to progress to the next stage. Honestly, this is just where you kind of accept who you are as a musician. It sounds weirdly spiritual, but that's honestly the only way I can explain it. What people think and say about you begins to matter less now. As long as you think it was sick, then that's what it was. Whether you play solo, make a song, your own opinion determines the value of the music you put out. When people admire your work, you feel genuinely grateful that they thought what you did was meaningful. The thought of whether or not they actually meant what they said doesn't really pop up in your mind anymore. I'm not speaking from a place of experience, but rather as an observer. These masters always seem at peace with their music, whether good or bad. Most of them, though, attain it with a ton of time. In my opinion, you can tell when a master's at work when they can execute exactly what's in their head, with a confidence that is almost second nature. This doesn't mean that the skill set of someone at this stage is absolutely cracked. It's just whatever it has to be to serve the music that they want to play. I hope too one day I'll be able to get to that place in my life, but for now, I'll be serving my time where I'm at. If you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing and let me know what stage you think you're at in the comments below. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you didn't, I can't really see it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.